Ah, beautiful. All right, what are we doing? Scattered cargo. I still didn't finish this. I'm missing one more there. I gotta find that. There's the fountain. Facade. This. Travel back to the client's wife. I thought I did this. Oh, you know what? Does it want me to go? Did I not save? Let's go find out if I saved that or not. And then we'll move forward. Inventory limit. Excuse me. I'm pretty sure I did this last night.
Curse these tired old...
I did return to you.
Suppose there are graver concerns.
It wants me to do other things. I don't know what it wants me to do. Ba-ba-bum.
Bushed.
I'm bushed. Let's, Okay. Let's go to... wherever the map is telling me to go. Northern Plains. Go in there. I guess I could have just walked right out the door, huh? Doesn't matter, I'm this far already. You.
Oh, there.
Go there. Ba, 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 ba. Right, we're going to the Airy. That's where I'm going. Airy it is. Nice. Roofed it. Into the wall. Every time. Oh, wait a second. I can upgrade. Hold on. Hold on. Let's upgrade. Let's upgrade something. Jesus. Oh, no. Come here. Give me. Before I go that way, I want to upgrade. I'm pretty sure I can do a level deuce. Wish I can catch air off that thing. Catch some sick boar air. Get that sick old boar hair. Did I just say boar hair? Oh, I don't know. Get going. Get going. Get going. I'm pretty sure I have the stuff. Pretty sure I got the stuff. Hello.
Welcome.
So creepy.
What can I help you with?
Come on, baby. Yes, vile axe. Do it. Oh my god, it's that's a pretty big upgrade, I think. Do it. Alright. We're gonna be strong. What do we need? One more broken saw and a little bit more silver ore. We can upgrade again.
Come back soon.
God. Broken saw, though. I don't even know where that was coming from. Apparently I have one of them. I don't remember ever getting one. What if I jump off the side of this? If I take a lot of fall damage. Actually, you know what? I don't think it's gonna let me jump off the side of it. No. Hey, what's that all about? Get down there. There you go. Okay. Get him. Ah. That's a wall. Bump, 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 bump. Alright, let's see what happens. I don't know where exactly it wants me to go. Maybe I'll go there, go to the chief's place first. Or the X on the screen, we can go to the X. That's where I think it is. Hit the chief! Come on. Come on.
I don't believe in anything anymore.
Okay.
It's over. For us. And for you.
Alright, creep. Gonna go see your mayor.
The Shades attacked again last night.
Okay. I don't know why this music reminds me of, like, Silent Hill or something. The Silent Hill piano.
Hello? We're here from Popola's village.
It's all over.
Huh?
We came to ask about the letter you sent.
Yeah.
Our days are numbered. Our village is doomed.
As cheerful as ever, it seems.
You're the one who wrote the letter, right?
I don't know about any letter.
Oh.
What the hell is going on here?
It may be faster for us to take our inquiries elsewhere. Let us ask around. Someone must know something.
What, like here? I'll ask these people? Oh. But these people are... They're all over the place. Alright, well, let's ask you.
This village is finished.
Yeah, no, yeah, nothing good there. What do you got?
I'm scared. Make it stop.
Alrighty. Cool. Okay.
Shut up! Shut up!
I'm not even talking.
Stay away! Get back!
Okay.
What will become of this village?
I don't know. Collecting materials tutorial. Alright.
There's no point in living anymore.
Jesus, alright.
If you're not ashamed, then prove it.
Okay. Who you want me to talk to, game? Everybody's mean to me. Where's the friggin' ladder? Oh god. Talk to all of you, right?
Shut
yeah.
up.
Yep. Want me to ask around? Let's go over there. Sure. Oh, that middle. Look at that whole middle section. That's new. I never even saw that. Alright, so that's something new. Okay. They look much happier. There you go. Hi.
A letter, huh? Yeah, I think I heard something about that.
So, you know about the letter?
Maybe I don't. I'm not sure. Which is it, man?
Hey, Mr. Credit Card. What's up?
Oh, and if I may ask, are you friends of Kaine?
Yeah. Are you friends with Kaine?
You could say that.
Ah, I've heard the rumors. Here to hunt shades, are you? Indeed. Our aim is to defeat every last one.
Mm-hmm.
Every last one? Everyone.
What?
Vice!
What?
Beware.
Oh,
This
God.
man is a shade.
Yeah.
Damn it! It's a trap!
I figured as much.
Oh my god. This weapon upgrade? Oh yeah. Oh my god. What is the point of hard mode?
You guys sure are taking your goddamn time.
1,000.
Hello,
We were
guys.
distracted by the local welcoming party.
Want some help?
Kaine, the villagers are possessed!
But not all of them. Some are still human, so be careful.
Oh, I just killed the human ones on accident. Like that guy? I don't know. If he attacks me, I'm gonna kill him. Oh my god. Oh!
Put down that weapon, please. I beg of you.
Are we good? Don't mind me. Coming through murdering.
Down, Bob! That hurt! What are you doing?
Oh my god. Okay, hold on. What?
Get out of here!
Uh-oh.
No way! I'm not gonna abandon my own sister!
Kaine, what's going on?
Don't be fooled by this lady. She's a shade.
Oh! Holy shit. I don't think she's a shade.
No!
Oh my god. Dude, you just killed that kid's mom. Oh my god.
You people are the monsters here!
Stay back, kid. Your sister is one of them now.
Oh, it's his sister. Never mind. Not his
I don't
mom.
care what she is! She's my sister, and I love her.
What? Oh!
Kaine!
Hey. Okay. Hey, Madhouse, what's up?
Hurt my sister!
What madness. These people are
You just watched your buddy do this part?
Villains.
What? Yeah, this is kind of wild here. Oh my god.
Kill them now!
Oh!
You've got to stop this! We're trying to save you from the shades! Please, you have to
Holy
stop!
shit.
In here.
Hold on.
We need to get out of here.
Oh, that's not good.
Kaine! Kaine, get up! Hurry!
Stop this at
Shit, they're
once.
knocking me off the edge.
Leave us in peace!
Oh my god. I'll kill every one of them. I will kill every one of them.
I can't tell who's human anymore.
I'm up. I'm gonna walk through all of this. What's going on?
Villagers are under attack over there.
Okay. Well, I'll get there in a second. Hold on.
Oh God, help us! Help us, please!
You know, slow down, sir. There's loot to pick up, sir. Kaine, what are you doing?
Damn it, Kaine! You gotta get up! Emil, watch Kaine. I'll go clean up over there.
Okay.
All right.
Oop, I almost shot the kid in the face.
Help me! Help me, please!
So calm down. Stay in your house.
What could those black swirls be?
I don't know. Nothing good. I'm sure. Go right around him. Excuse me. Sir, excuse me. Oh, yeah. Yep.
My husband's a shade!
My husband's a shade. Oh. I'll tell you what, though. This weapon upgrade just really, really shut down hard mode. There is no such thing as hard difficulty right now. Like, way to put an end to the difficulty. Like, look at this shit. Unbelievable.
What's happening?
Hi. Awesome looking. Oh, okay.
By my pages, is this beast a shade as well?
That thing sucked up the villagers.
No! If we keep this up, we're gonna kill them all! We can't let that happen!
Okay. Okay.
I feel something from within the creature.
And what do you feel, buddy? Beautiful. Wow, look at that. That's awesome.
Is this the combined power of all those shades?
It will take more than a barrage of magic to stop us. The first to waver is the first to die.
Ah!
I sense magic coming from the center of that eye.
You think?
Wait! I think those are actual people!
Hold nothing back. Those are shades.
There we go. Get in there.
The surrounding tentacles appear to deflect magic.
Okay, well, you know, I'll keep doing this anyway. Oh, wait!
Speed.
Okay, okay. Stop.
Now, focus your magic on the beast's center.
Okay. You know what? I don't have anything else equipped though, so I'm just gonna do this stuff for now, and it doesn't matter. It's okay. We're dead. Am I still on hard? I hope I'm on hard still. I have to be. I didn't touch anything. Rip its eye out! Nice. Woo! We're gonna time travel. No?
Look out! Something's coming!
What? What's coming? Oh, the beam? Okay.
Its weak point is located around the back. Try attacking it from above.
From what? Attacking it from what? Above?
I'll try to pin it down.
Emil!
You wanna get me an angle here, or?
I'll keep it busy.
You okay?
Should be able to attack from behind. Go around and get it.
Oh, yeah.
Please, hurry.
Okay, I'm gonna go around.
Can handle this. We must circle behind the creature at once.
Okay. Can I go this way? No? Okay. I guess. Okay, hold on. This way? Jesus, alright.
Move closer. You cannot harm it from below.
You told me to circle around. I'm circling around. Think there's a horrible person? First the wolves, now the villagers that were hurting no one? Game starts to frustrate me. Like, really? No! No. He's
Move closer.
He just
Cannot
misunderstood.
harm it from below.
Wait.
Are you there yet?
No, hold on. I went the wrong way, Emil. Sorry. Hold on, buddy. Never, don't rely on me too much, okay? Just, you know, just, you signed up for this, not me. You're the one that said you're gonna hold it, and you're holding it. You did not. I didn't know how long this was gonna take, okay? Just calm down. I'll be there when I'm ready.
You
Okay.
must strike it in the eye.
I will strike it in the eye, sir. Cool. There it is. Okay. Oh, boy. Careful. Oh, my God. Right here? There we go. Ooh, pretty. Very pretty. This game uses such good bullet hell patterns. They're so pretty.
Do this for much longer.
Ow. Well, just keep going. Okay.
Get it. It
What?
is escaping to the inner level.
I'm coming. Gotta catch my breath.
Okay. You're
Careful.
down there? Okay.
Won't help anyone if we lose you here.
Maybe if Kaine would get up. Get up. Ah. Reminds me, I gotta get the I gotta get some statues from the characters in this game.
Damn it!
I need to up my
That thing. How
like
can
one
it
thing I
still
want to do
move?
is
Its combined powers are beyond even my greatest suspicion.
I sell a lot of my toys. I want to start collecting more statues. I have a couple statues and like busts and stuff, and I like them a lot. I want to get some busts from these games. I have one action figure from NieR Automata, but it's like it's okay. It's not great. I want some like really good stuff. I think we got it. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oops.
Come on. Help me take it out.
I've been doing it.
On it.
Oh, there we go. Got it. Nice. Penetrate it. Wild. Wild. And there go the lives of every villager. Look at all the blood from all the villagers. Boy. They sure do explode in complete blood showers. Jesus. What do we got? Oh, wow. Okay.
Emil. Emil, wait.
Emil!
He's gone. His instincts have taken hold. The ultimate weapon is being deployed.
What? Hey. Yeah, that's not something nice to wake up to. Huh. Bad ending. Okay, good. Whew. Okay. Still creepy as shit. Still creepy as shit. Nicest boy in the world, creepy as hell.
What have I done? I killed innocent people. I killed them all.
But you saved us. If it wasn't for you, we'd all be dead. We owe you.
But I...
It's all right.
Well, see it. Not just NieR that's the horrible person. This is Emil. He killed everybody, not NieR, see?
Really? Don't look back.
Hey, fragment. Got it.
We had best be off.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, you know what? Hold on. Oh, there was a vendor there that I've never seen before that I might have been able to buy something from. I guess in Route B or C I could probably get something. That's a big hole where it used to be. Everything's gone. Dude, you literally came here and destroyed this entire area. It's gone. Everything's gone. Okay. Well. Don't mess with us, I guess. Huh. I think I only need one more fragment. I mean, those people were kind of miserable anyway.
This is the last of them.
Now
we got
can
all of them.
find the Shadow Lord and Yona.
Oh, yay. Okay.
We certainly can.
Certainly.
Hold on, Yona. I'm almost there.
All right, let's go to wherever you want me to go. And we find Yona. Poof. Hit this guy. Poof.
We should return to Popola.
That's
see
what I
if she has
figured.
any final words for us.
Okay. Ba 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 ba.
I marvel at how relatively simple a task this retrieval process proved to be. It is almost as if someone deliberately set us on this path.
You're overthinking again, Vice.
But
I don't care if it's a trap. Yona's waiting for me and I'm going.
I see.
We're going. Hey.
You're really gonna do it?
Well, why wouldn't I be?
The whole village is buzzing, you know. They say you're gonna go rescue Yona.
Yeah.
I guess it's really happening, huh?
Yeah.
I'll bring her back. I promise.
Yeah.
About that.
What?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nothing. Never mind.
Oh.
Popola just loves to worry. Anyway, you be careful.
You be careful.
Yes. Do be careful.
You be careful.
Thanks.
Wait, I don't know where I'm going. Okay. I thought you were gonna tell me where to go. They didn't. Shit. Guys, I don't know where. I came to you guys for help. I don't know where I'm going. Follow the red X on the map. A store. That's it. Of course. She knows where Yona was the entire time, or she ate her because she's a cannibal. Yes. What? What's this? The boatman. Of course the store. They sold her. Right. She's there the whole time. You.
Oh there.
Oh there.
On.
Yeah. Well, that seafront. That's what was blinking, right? Hey, blinking. Is this what they wanted? They want me to go up that way. Okay. Wait a second.
Oh
Wait.
there.
No, it's fine. Because any open quest I have, I can complete in Route B probably. Yeah, well I know you can, so we're fine. Hopefully. Yeah, we don't have too much. Well, hold on. Before I go there, let me just do this. Get it to the next phase of it, and then we'll go after that. 'Cause I don't know if it's gonna lock me out of
Oh there.
like point of no return kind of stuff. It might. The cool thing is that I got like really far with the side quests. I pretty much locked down this entire game in side quests just in the Route A. That's pretty awesome. So that means when we start doing the other routes, we're gonna be just really blasting through it really fast. Am I still on hard? It doesn't feel like it. This new axe up, look at that. It's so crazy. Like it's so much more powerful. So much more powerful. What? You.
Hey.
Hey.
Now I need a pump for a water fountain. Got anything like that?
A fountain pump? Nah, that's not something I have. Probably build one. You need metal. Electrical parts. Maybe difficult to find them all. 10 broken motors, 10 severed cables. I should have that. Be able to salvage them from robots.
Right. I'm on it.
I've been on it, I got it.
I got what you need.
Yeah. Yeah, very good. Again, it's take a bit. You will deliver it to the client when I'm done.
I'll let him know.
Okay. I'm going to trade this hair ornament for something shiny. Sure thing. I'm going to give you this old gold coin for it. Yay! Alright, so I think I'm done here. Both of those things got completed. Great. About it for that. Now, go back, turn those in maybe, and then move forward. And call me maybe. Oh my god, it's so dumb. So dumb. Yes, yeah, Zem, I upgraded the axe one more time. And now I'm stupidly broken. I had to check the file to make sure I was on hard mode still. I was like, I didn't turn it off, did I? I'm just annihilating everything now, though. Like, it completely ended hard mode. Did you just tune in? I got the last fragment if you just turned in. We had a cutscene. Basically, Emil killed an entire village. Emil decided to just kill an entire village of people. He killed all of Ares. Okay, yeah. Emil killed everybody in Ares. On accident, he didn't mean to. Definitely killed them all.
They'll deliver the pump as soon as it's ready.
Thanks much. Here's a little something, just because I care.
Just because you care. I just did all the work. Just because I care. Shut up. Absolute jerk that guy is. Alright, let's hurry up and turn this in.
Yes! Gold! That map was right all along. Not sure it's enough to roll around in, but maybe I can make it work.
Oh, how wonderful. Now will you please promise to stop with all this treasure hunting?
I promise, honey. From now on, it's nothing but good, honest work for me.
Yeah.
Oh, but wait. There's one more thing.
My reward.
Here. This is the first map I ever found. Take it. I won't be needing it anymore.
Okay.
This map's even more cryptic than the last one.
Great.
Yet I feel confident the rubbish it will lead us to is the same. Now come, we've little time to waste with such trifles.
Probably, but treasure hunting is all about believing in what's possible, Vice.
Yeah.
Such things are beyond even my comprehension.
I would love to be
Think of it as a game,
treasure
if
hunter.
that helps. Now let's go talk to Popola and see if she can help with the map.
Like, I would love to just be a treasure hunter in real life. Like, get a map and go look for it. Stuff. It'd be awesome.
Say, are you available to discuss a certain sensitive matter?
What do you need, sir?
What is it?
People are saying a shade has managed to enter our village.
Okay.
I was hoping you could track it down.
Uh-huh.
This isn't a very big place. Wouldn't we have seen it by now?
I had my own doubts at first, but there have been too many witnesses for me to ignore this matter any longer.
It's the kid! Get the kid! Cut her head off!
I saw a really scary monster.
Okay, hold on, it's not the kid.
She saw it too?
Apparently. I can't say for sure who's seen it or not.
I saw the monster right around here.
You did, huh? Can you tell me what the monster looked like?
It was over at the river, and it was huge and scary. I didn't like it.
Over by the river, huh? Let's go take a look.
The foul tendrils of the Shades have finally extended into this village.
Fine. Then we find him and kill him.
Find it and kill
Will
it.
it be that easy? I wonder.
I wonder.
What do you mean?
Would you be able to simply slaughter the people you lived amongst for so many years?
We just did.
Would you truly murder
kinda.
friends if you suspected them of being Shades?
Guess not.
I wouldn't have a choice. Jonas not coming back to a village full of those things.
When the time comes, I pray you can follow through.
Do I have to murder my entire village?
What have we got today? Which job should I give you first?
I mean, you know, I have there's all these other things going on, but sure.
The
Preacher.
florist in Seafront has a job for you. Just a simple delivery. Easy peasy.
Great, okay. Add that to the
I
list.
wrote down the client's list.
There we go. Alright. We're gonna keep progressing the game. Like I said, I can finish these farther, you know, in like the second route. But see, 60% completion. That's pretty good. So let's go see what she wants. Over here. Say it was by the water?
I know there's no point trying to stop you. So instead, I'll be waiting for your safe return.
What? I don't care. I don't know who you are.
The Shades near the village are tough enough. I can't imagine how strong the Shadow Lord will be.
You don't worry about it. You stay here. Is it over there? Is it my boat guy? Boatman. It's not Boatman, is it?
Oh there.
No. Where's the shade you're talking about? I'm already here. I just want to do it now. Kid. Shade was near the river. Oh, this isn't a river. I mean, like, I guess it kind of is. I mean, where else would I go? Over here? You know?
Do you think Yona will play with me when she gets back?
I don't know. Maybe. Oh. Aha. What do you see?
Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't look like a Shade was ever here.
Perhaps the young lass misremembered the location.
How would she misremember it?
Yeah, maybe. Kids aren't so great at stuff like that. Let's go ask her again.
I don't remember where she is. In here? You're gonna be trying out WoW tomorrow afternoon? What's Oh, World of Warships. Oh boy, have fun.
We went over to where you saw the monster, but we couldn't find anything. Are you sure you saw it by the river?
Oh, I remember now. I saw it in the square in front of the library.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go check it out.
A couple of my buddies played that game for a while. And I mean, I can never get into it. Yeah, it's a trap. I always found it to be like I can't even look at it. Like it's so it bores me to tears. I can't even handle looking at it. Tanks, that's the other one. Tanks is what they World of Tanks, that's the one they played. I'm looking around.
There's nothing here. Guess the kid was wrong again.
This is a fool's errand. Even a young girl could hardly confuse a library gate with a river. Perhaps we should ask some of the other villagers.
Yeah, I'm not going to spend any monies on it. That's something somebody that is stuck in a trap would say.
Yeah, I guess.
Everyone I know that likes it, and they play a lot of it. They really, people really dig it. I mean, who else do you want me to ask here? This guy? He's not gonna know.
If we can ever take care of the shades, I'd love to plow an honest field of crops right here.
Okay.
I think I saw a shade a few days ago, but I can't be sure. Whatever I saw, it wasn't much bigger than a kid.
Is there like a new patch for it tomorrow?
I think I saw.
Or something like that? Like a new version coming out? Talk to her. Well, that's these people.
The shade. Oh, yes, I saw it. Gave me quite a start, let me tell you. Strange thing was, it seemed to be accompanied by a child.
The kid's hanging out with it. Yeah. Just one of the pigs.
I saw something near the shopping district that kinda sorta looked like a shade. You know, if you squinted.
The girl's story is not agreeing very well with the rest of the villagers' testimony. I think we should question her a bit further.
Mm-hmm.
Something is amiss.
We are detectives now.
Mean?
We are being lied to.
You think? Why?
I cannot say. Perhaps it is but an honest mistake. Or perhaps there is a good reason for the lie.
Perhaps.
Listen, I'm not angry, but I need you to tell me the truth. Why did you lie about the shade?
I'm the shade all along, motherfucker! I'm not lying. I saw it. It was big and scary and big.
Tell us this then. In which location did you not see the shade?
Right.
You're weird. But, I guess I didn't see it near the northern gate or on the hill to the west.
Huh. That's where we'll go then. Yep.
You come back with Yona, okay?
Okay. Okay. Alright, this is the northern gate. Oops. Oops. The gate. Well. Gate to the west. Well, there's no. I don't see a gate to the west. What? Hill to the west. Oh, up the top. Okay, I see. Up top, up top, up top. Something is Amish. Something is Amish. There it is. That poor lady too. That poor lady. Stay away from the ladies.
That kid must have been trying to protect it.
Why?
A touching story, but humans and shades cannot coexist. We'd best defeat this monster while we can.
Agreed.
Got it.
It's dead. Let's go back to the client.
This poor lady.
You know where your sister is.
And yet I can't move past his death. Why? Why does this only happen to me?
Yes, you are the only person in the world whose lover dies.
Come, lad. That is a burden she must carry on her own.
Ooh, berries. Okay, coming this way.
Thanks so much. I was having trouble sleeping knowing there were shades in our very town.
Okay. Onwards. Wait, yeah, onwards. Single-minded book. Horrible person with single-minded book. What, why does it want me to go that way? Why does it say NieR's village? Hold on. I thought I'm supposed to be out this way. Excuse me. Hold on, I'm getting confused. That's why wouldn't I be? Alright, last I was down here, it told me to go up. Alright, well.
Oh there.
How do I go south more? The lighthouse? Is that the lighthouse? Oh, I'm in Seafront.
Oh there.
I've suddenly forgot how to look at a map. See, he wants me to go here. Talk to this guy. Then I am.
Oh there. Yeah.
Where do you want me to go? There? Oh. I don't think this is right. Nope.
Oh there.
Here?
Are we ready?
Oh, yeah, okay, this was right.
Let's all make it back alive, okay?
Okay.
It's a plan.
Okay. We're going to get our sister back. Got company. Oh. Out of my way! Wanna stop? All right. What's that? What is that? What are you doing? Oh, hello. You're new. Oh, God. You know what I need to do? I need to get something else here. We barely use this, and now we're just, I feel strong. Just use the lance. Hang on. Yep. Oop. Oh wait, are you blocking? There you go. Oh, sit down. Sit down. Random saying of the evening. Oop. Hello. Yeah, I'm just gonna climb this. I'm just gonna keep climbing. Feel very ready for what they have in store. All right, where are we going? Up the stairs, I suppose. Pretty choker. I will smash you guys up the stairs with me. There's no music, it's just scary noise. Oh, never mind, there it comes. Scary. Oh, a flashy hat. Hey. I would kill stuff a lot faster if I would just target stuff and shoot them with my magic. But I don't even target anything, I just keep holding the button down. Wordsmith. Get in there. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Yeah, okay, well, let's keep cruising. We're cruising up. Cruising on up. Moving on up. Music's getting a little epic here. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah. 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 Go. Okay, stop. You're getting hit by things. Glorious. Glorious! Keep cruising. Keep on cruising. Almost out of here. Almost at the top. You know what, you guys, how about you just follow me? You guys follow me. Or don't, I don't care. Easy enough. Speedrunning. I'm speedrunning right now. We're on a record run. Oh god. Hey. Wait, oh, this way. Wait, no, hold on. Is this which? No, okay. Wait, circles, small circles, this way. Coming down. Just jump. No, do it. Be like, do something cool for once. There. All I wanted to do. Alright, I'm assuming it wants me to go in here.
Such an ominous sight. And yet I find it strangely nostalgic.
Yeah. This is where Vice and I first met.
Yeah.
And first fought together.
Mm-hmm.
Wow! This is where you used to live, Vice?
Well, yes, I suppose. In a technical sense.
Pretty nice digs for a floating magazine.
At least it was free from annoying hussies like yourself.
Leave her alone. Cannot turn back from this point. Continue. Want to make sure, really quick. I know. Okay, Ryu, age, if you were there by any chance. Am I safe to go back? I have 61 completed quests. After I do this and go into Route B, I can come back and do these 4. I mean, I don't think it's that big of a problem, but I'm assuming that I should be okay, right? It's just the end of the route. Okay. All right. So I could do this stuff. I don't have to worry about it. Okay. Got it. Yeah. Just making sure. Awesome.
And now the path is open.
Path is open. I'm back. Okay. Hello. Alright, guys. Hey. You don't do... Okay. Don't poop in the water. Wants me to click on that. Wait, we got a new sword? Oh, that thing's sick looking. Look at that thing. Wow. A large sword used by temple guardsmen and supposedly made from the feathers of the legendary firebird. Oh, okay.
To whom does the true voice speak?
Bird?
To whom does the true form show itself? You must answer.
Great.
It can talk!
I ask, why did humans disappear from the world?
The hell is this?
I believe this is some manner of password.
Password?
Yes. The correct answer should grant us access
Great.
to the castle.
Wow, we're stuck.
I feel confident I've heard this somewhere before.
To whom does the true voice speak? To whom does the true form show itself? I ask, why did humans disappear from the world? You must answer.
Because their lives are short or because of a black disease? I don't know. Because their lives are short.
I answer, because their lives are short.
Did I win? I think I lost. Okay. Okay.
Blast. I appear to have made an error.
Of course we have. No problem. There's two of them. We'll just pick the other one. Not that big of a deal. Oh, hi.
To whom does I ask? Why did you must?
Because of the black disease.
I answer, because of a black disease.
I ask, how can humans extend their lives?
By not getting the black disease. Alright, separating body from soul.
I answer, by separating body from soul.
I ask, what is the destination of souls?
AI. They are placed in their corresponding shells. They are in the promised land, bursting with light. Promised land.
I answer, they are in the promised land, bursting with light.
Failed. Fuck. I wanted to go with the whole shell thing, because that's what I thought the answer was going to be, but then I figured, well, maybe the game's going to go with that. I don't know. So I just went with that one. Fair enough.
Blast.
All right. Got it this time.
I answer, they are placed in their corresponding shells.
You two at least someone. Yeah, no, I do know. Yeah.
Very well. You are acknowledged as master. You may enter.
Well then, it seems the way is open.
Well then. Well then. Uh-oh.
It's the twins from your village.
Hey, twins.
Popla, Devila, what are you doing here?
Hey, any chance you'll just go back to the village? This is a very dangerous place. Even if you can find Yona here, you probably can't get her out.
How did you get here?
Shh. We're asking the questions right now.
What are you two doing here? Oh, they said they're answering the questions right now, so here.
We're here to rescue Yona.
No dice, huh? Well, I guess we don't have a choice then. No, I suppose not. How sad.
Okay.
We didn't want to fight you. We really didn't want to.
Devila, what's happening?
Sorry, but this fate was predetermined. Still, we spoke to truth. We really wanted to avoid this if possible. We were hoping to put it off for 100 years or so, until the next generation came along.
What are you talking about?
Are they shades?
I don't think so.
It's a lie. I don't believe it.
I wasn't expecting this to go down like this. Like, I knew something was coming, but...
we'd grow to be this powerful.
Based on Automata.
Why do you block our path?
You have no cause to speak so with us, Grimoire Vice. You are a traitor.
What now?
Uh-oh.
They copied my powers.
Shit on a shingle. They can use the sealed verses.
Of course we can. The power came from us in the first place. You were simply loaned a small portion of it.
Vice, are you all right?
Devila, Popola, why are you guys doing this? Why are you siding with the Shades?
Leave them down. Where are they? Hey. Hey. Stop. Ow.
Why?
The answer to every riddle lies within the heart of the Shadow Lord.
Shadow Lord? So you've been on his side this whole time?
You must search for that answer yourself. You've got to face your own truth now. Please, enter the Shadow Lord's castle.
Huh. Yep.
Devila and Popola are fighting us.
Yes, they do seem to be putting us through a great deal of...
Tub.
You okay, Vice?
How odd. For long years, my mind and tongue have been my greatest assets. But now the latter seems to be... Hell.
Vice?
Do not look at me like that. I am Grimoire Weiss. I am perfectly...
Oh, shutting down.
I think I hear a waltz.
Ah. We're in Karazhan.
It certainly is a grand affair.
Cut them up. Kill the ghosts.
Bunch of dancing bastards.
Uh-oh.
They're all Shades.
Oh.
I think we're locked in.
It's not like I was planning to leave.
Yeah, it's a bit late for that.
All right. Calm it down. There you go. Hey. Okay. Probably do that. There you go. Oh, oh, yeah. Okay. More? I missed them. I missed. No. Yeah, just keep going around. Good God. Come on. What's up with all that yellow? What are you doing here, yellow? What's the yellow? What's the yellow do? Ding, 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 ding. Okay. Ah! Alright, let's get this guy out of the air. Shit. Got him! Oh, he's gonna block it. Ah.
Damn it! I won't stop coming!
I'll open the next door.
I can't stop coming! That's not what he said. Never mind. Sorry.
Lights!
Oh, right. Protect the hussy, yes? Good plan. Let's go.
Protect Kaine for us.
Kaine! Hurry!
It's not open yet? Do I look like a goddamn locksmith to you?
Ooh. No, you idiot. What are you doing?
Well, doesn't want to open? Fine. I'll just break it down.
Stop, you impatient fool.
Okay.
Goddamn no good bullshit bastard! Open the fuck up already! Ugh! Got it.
Kaine!
Got it!
Look out!
Oh God.
These things are freaking me out! Kaine, what's wrong?
We need to help Kaine.
I'm trying. You like now? You want me to help her, or when?
We need to help Kaine.
You want me? You want now? There you go. Here.
You okay?
Yeah, but we got problems.
Okay.
We don't need forgiveness, asshole.
Two things.
Kaine?
Ooh. Sit down, bro. Sit down.
Damn shade.
Oh dear.
Oh boy. Cut him up! What? Why?
Even this thing?
Mom! Oh no!
What?
I can't stop now. Damn it.
It won't die!
Stay focused, Kaine. Don't fall victim to such distractions.
What's the what?
Come on! We have to keep going! Let's go! This way! Move!
Okay. I guess that's what I wanted. Dragon Lance.
Up here!
What about down there? Oh god!
How can we deal with this thing?
Run! Oh god. Just make sure you, pick stuff up. I'm trying. I'm attacking it still, I think. No, hold on, wait, okay, okay. It caught up to me. Okay, hold on, I was trying to break all the boxes. Just start me off from there, okay? We'll be fine.
Up here!
Okay, we're ready now. I can't make the book turn. The book won't turn.
How can we deal with this thing?
Let's get ahead of it.
Please, hurry!
One always has time to break every box. There we go. She's just kicking the door. Hi.
Damn it, I can't get it open.
Try kicking it harder.
Attack incoming!
Death incoming. To the door, not to me. Not to me.
The entrance is locked too.
It seems we are in a bit of a predicament.
Yeah, we can't kill this thing. Ah. Nice. Ooh.
傘程度と血いるとって
I mean, are we gonna be able to actually kill it though?
あらペルアと試練地無責音イラコクかついて What are you doing here? サルリとしたと
You are correct.
いや、アラトテ三世体。フルワリ、ワリトテトラス。カンカシキンデ。But アラ、ヘルアト。どんだ、来て、キリゴイタニ。アップレが、トサチッチされたと。トレルタ、カイザムチ。
I feel like they're not really helping me. I gotta be honest. You want me to can I run? I'm gonna run.
Hey! Stop! Let me go! Stop it! Damn it! King, no!
He's sacrificing himself for me. Okay.
No! Open the door! You can't fight that thing on your own!
You cook oh Tauki, Alta, Yuto. Kuruto, ko, chi, iru. Kate, Keitaru ito echi, kero, Arteria dase. Gyuji. Kaku ishigishi. Shinchu kareruta, Kaizan. Teras. なんだ、改て。ウラーヌ、ペルア、ト、チ。ウラーヌ、カリマゼル、ト、ト、チ。
Okay.
Open the damn door!
Knock it off already. Let's go.
Kaine.
He's fighting for you. And for Fira. Don't let him die for nothing.
Yeah.
My friend.
Let's go. We don't let people die for nothing. We let them die, for sure, but not for nothing. Ready. Okay.
Devila. Popola.
Oh, look. You made it. We've been waiting for so long.
Why are you doing this?
It began 1,300 years ago.
Please explain.
Humanity, finding itself on the brink of extinction, undertook a last-ditch rescue plan called Project Gestalt.
Gestalt?
Do you still not remember, Grimoire Weiss? Then let's give you a refresher.
Oh, yeah, we could read the document. Sweet. Oh.
Weiss!
My mind. I remember. Devila. Popola. You are not human.
Oh.
In fact.
Yeah, sometimes the truth can be a real bitch. You want to finish that thought for him, sister? All of us, every person standing in this room, are mere shells created by the true humans.
What are you saying?
You still don't get it? You aren't human.
So then humans I mean, the true humans are extinct?
No, they still live on. You know them as shades. Each shade is a twisted remnant of what was once a human being.
Crazy, huh? Now let's skip the part where you stand there with your mouths agape and just get down to business.
Wait.
Sorry, but we're gonna be needing that shell of yours. The rightful owner has been waiting for a very long time. Please don't be angry with us. We are only doing our duty. Our endless existences have a single purpose: to control the lives of others in accordance with the will of the true humans.
Yep.
You have your own motives, your own desires. And we have ours. I fear it really is just that simple.
Don't speak such foolishness.
Sorry.
Oops, wrong button.
You and us, we're the same. Tools in the
Come on.
hands of a master.
No. I'm nothing like you.
Come on. Get in there! Oh, yeah.
Devila? Devila?
You lose them? Okay.
Popola, are you crying? No, don't die. You know, Popola, I understand now why we're twins. It's because we were born without souls. Devila, I can't stop the bleeding. Oh God, I can't stop it. This world is too lonely for one without a soul. There's too much emptiness. Our souls are missing. And yet somehow our tears still work. It's kind of weird. Sorry, sis. I love you. Devila! Devila! Don't you go! No, I can't be alone!
Popola. Let's stop this now.
Stop? Stop? Now you want to stop? You think you have the luxury to stop? You cut down my sister like a goddamn animal and now you want to stop? Popola, wait! It doesn't have to— No one stops! It's way too late to stop! No one stops!
Dude, awesome choice of fucking music to put in here. For real, though.
Please, don't do this, Popola! You and Devila were like parents to me!
Those
Holy shit.
who have watched the world wither for time immemorial. The coolness of such fate is difficult to imagine.
I don't want to do this! I don't want to fight her!
Am I even hurting her?
Stop bitching and start fighting. It's the only way.
I don't even think I'm hurting her. Yeah. Gone this far and you won't stop? I'm a little confused, though. I can't even hurt her. I mean, like the tiniest, you can? Okay. He's got to get in there and stab at it. Okay. I mean, I thought I was in there hitting her before. Okay, I saw a little bit of a, oh shit. There we go. Okay, I see. Oh! There it is! Is that it? Nope, almost. Come on. Let me in. Let me in!
No stopping. No stopping ever.
The bridge! Blast! We're trapped.
I've got an idea.
I fear we're done for.
It'll be all right.
Huh? You know, when I was young, I hated my eyes. And now that I'm older, I hate what my body has become. But there's something else there now. Something like pride, you know? I mean, without all this, I couldn't have become your friend. Goodbye, my friends. Thank you for everything.
Emil!
For so long, all I could do was destroy. But now, I have a chance to save something.
No!
Now get going, okay?
Emil!
Don't worry about me. I'm gonna be fine.
Emil! Emil!
Emil! You jackass, get back here!
Oh dear. Kaine's so unstable, and Vice can't stop arguing with people. I hope they can hold it together once I'm gone. Well, I guess they'll just have to learn.
Emil's the real MVP here.
want to see you again. I want to see all of you again. Just one more time. I'm scared. I don't want to die.
It's just a boy. Huh. Well then. I mean, I knew that was going to happen, but I didn't know it happened that way, I guess you could say. Black materia and meteor joke. Lore bits, yes.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's get in that lore bits. So, like, I knew Emil was gonna die because of playing Automata. You know what I mean? Like, I knew that he was gonna sacrifice himself. I just didn't know how it happened. It has me questioning a few things, but I don't want to like. It's not like major things, but I'm just I'm wondering. I guess I'll learn it, you know, throughout playing this game. Still, I thought that the Devil Apopola stuff was done differently, but I may just had it a little bit wrong. That's all. Oh my gosh. Wait, we have this stuff, right? Weapons complete. Letter from the Chief of Airy. Got it. Okay, here's all the things. The 4 of them, right? Yeah, project install pages. Yeah, only have them during this party, you lose them. Okay. Ooh. Alright. The project install 0923. As noted in the previous report, implementation of Gestalt mode can prevent the white chlorination syndrome we recently experienced. Transfer of bodily information to civilization repressed replicants is proceeding as planned, with the genes of the originals safely stored inside. Our role as surveillance androids to prepare for when the incurable bacterial disease eventually dies out is also underway. So far, this is proceeding without issue. Codename Popola. Okay, 9182. This document discusses potential strategies for the relapse cases we have observed in recent years. The term relapse, of course, refers to the catastrophic loss of sentience seen in certain gestalts. This syndrome has defied even our most pessimistic initial estimates and continues to trend upward with disturbing speed. With some relapsed gestalts beginning to attack replicants, there's an urgent need to take comprehensive action. We remain convinced that an unknown technological defect in the gestalt transformation process is responsible for the condition, but so far we are unable to confirm this theory. Research of this condition is now our top priority and looks to continue for some time. Codename Devila. Shorthand minutes of Case 23 Emergency Response Conference, mini special meeting. Observed upward trend in relapses, noted and discussed. Acceleration of restoration schedule approved. Debate over using codename NieR for human restoration schedule. Preparations to launch Vice decoding system for above. Order collection of guidance and release code for NieR alongside Vice launch. Codename Popola and Devila. They're the observers. Yona. We've determined that the rise of relapses was due to an unexpected spike in the sentience of replicants, as well as a genetic instability within the original gestalt. It seems the original's effect on bodies that have undergone the gestalt process was not anticipated in advance. It seems the original's effect on bodies that have undergone the gestalt process was not anticipated in advance. Immediate action must be undertaken to identify the links between this trend and the original gestalt, along with its sister, relapse case known as Yona. The observer contact group is growing uneasy. Alright, let's find out, let's get to the end of Route A here. I do have questions. I have to just, like... I'm trying to, it's funny, because, like, I'm trying to go with, my knowledge of Automata, which I think is pretty okay. And, like, the lore and the history of that game and all the stuff you learn about the past. And then trying to do this past here. And I'm just piecing it together, which I'm kind of there, but I'm still, like, disconnected at certain parts. Because I think some of the lore from that goes before this, even. So, we'll see. I'm just curious. We'll see what happens. Oh, God. Oh, well, hello. Oh, yeah. All right. Ooh, broken saw. I needed that. I'm going to be able to upgrade this axe again, aren't I? Yeah, I am. I don't know what we're gonna do with these used coloring books, though. Whoop. Okay. You like that? Nah, they didn't like that. Oh, come on. Bum, bum, bum. Ugh. Fine. Okay. Jesus, alright, come on. Nice. Blade Storm. Soon they'll all die. Where are you going? Where are you going? More executions. Yeah, there's a lot of fighting here. Maybe I'm off the screen. Yona!
Yona!
Okay. Hi. Hello.
This ends here. Strike hard.
Does it?
Hold nothing back.
Alright, fight the book. Fight in the book. Not worried, not worried. Kill the book.
How can a mere tool hope to stand against the Shadow Lord?
Don't speak
Okay, hold
in
on.
such a manner, fool. I am nothing like you.
Yep, get in there. Get in there. There you go. Nice. Nope, not yet? Okay.
Be careful!
I know!
Yeah, we know. Okay. Alright. There you go. Okay, okay, okay.
Vice, you alright?
Naturally. Okay. Well, I'm smacking him. Ow. Okay. Ooh, he fell down. Get in there. All right, sir. You like that? You like that? Oops, I missed. Like that. There you go. Boom.
Wait.
What? Hey. You've grown up.
Brother?
Yoda.
What?
Huh?
I had a weird feeling.
Please, just stop. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't need someone else's body. I don't want it. There's another girl inside this body. I can hear her. She won't stop crying. She says she wants to see her brother.
Yoda's been possessed?
This girl loves her brother too, just as much as I do. It's not right, you know? It's not right that she can't see him.
The Shadow Lord is the original NieR from all those years ago. And and his sister died. But he put the soul of his sister in this replicant body.
It's you, isn't it?
Yes, it's me. Let's go home.
I'm really sorry. I don't know what to. I'm so very sorry. No matter what. Just know that I love you.
Hurry. The shade that possessed her is gone.
I'm pretty sure that that's me. I think.
Kind, watch over you. Going for me. You don't understand your sadness. You think I'm gonna sympathize with you? I swore to protect my sister and my friends. If someone puts them in danger, they must stand aside or be cut down. Now come on, let's finish this.
Did that not do anything? Oh, I did. Okay.
Weiss, what's wrong?
Ow.
You're freaking me out here, Weiss.
What are you doing? Come to... do it. Strike the killing blow.
I'm trying. Uh-oh.
No bother. One moment, please.
You okay?
Fine, just fine. Alright, no, I'm not.
Vice.
It seems some headstrong idiot has decided to push me beyond my limits.
That's me.
I should have taken that job as a cookbook when I had the chance.
Vice. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Only joking. I hate cookbooks. But let's go. Out of the way. I have one final task to fulfill.
Where are you going?
Why, to stop him, of course. But after that, it's up to you. Only you can see this battle to its conclusion. I wish you luck, my friend.
You can't. I swore I'd always fight by your side.
You are an exceedingly stubborn lad. You know that, yes? Perhaps that's why I've so enjoyed our time together. But I fear this is where our journey ends.
Ugh.
Vice!
Oh, and remember what I told you about using my full name? Well, forget it. I've grown rather fond of Vice.
Vice. I knew you'd come around.
Don't let it go to your head now.
He's lost all his powers. Oh boy.
Something to defend. I have a reason to live.
Cut him down. No. Hey, oh, shit. Did I get it? No. Whoa. Okay. I can do this. I can do this. No, you can't. Yes, you can. Yeah, you can. I'm coming back. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Yep. Ah, nope. Get in there. Get in there. Oh. Oh shit. Mm-hmm. Well, hold on. No, I can't. Okay.
Is Iona all right?
No. Of course she isn't.
Oh God, no.
Oh, please, the girl is fine.
Hey, Vice!
Vice? Where are you? Are you okay?
I am as well as can be, considering I have lost my physical form.
Looks like Obi-Wan Kenobi now.
Doubtless my voice will be the next to go, so listen closely. Your sister is safe.
Hey!
Do not mourn her, and do not give up hope. Instead, you must call her back to you.
How?
Use your memories. Recall the times you spent with her. Present her with proof that the two of you live still, and that your lives have meaning.
I don't know.
Typical. But take heart. I know you can do it.
Okay. Certainly we
What's
can
my
do this.
favorite food?
Shit. Shit. Come on.
Cookies.
Yes, cookies. Got it.
What's my favorite book? That's my magic storybook.
Okay.
What's my favorite place? Home with you. What's my favorite flower? The lunar tear, of course. Okay, one more question. Who do I love more than anyone?
Me? Do I have to write this in? Brother? Am I doing this right?
That's not the right name. Nope. Come on, think about it.
I don't know. I really don't know. Who do you love more than anyone? Case sensitive?
Do you really not know?
Did I get it right? Yes! I did it! Yay!
Is that you?
Case sensitive is bullshit.
Is this my body?
Yes, Yona. It's yours and yours alone.
You look bigger than before. Like you've grown up.
Well, yeah. I guess you haven't seen me for a while.
Have I been asleep this whole time?
Something like that.
It's almost like I'm a princess from some fairy tale.
Oh, Yona. I'm so happy to have you back.
Me too.
Kaine.
Get in
You're my
here.
sister. You have a good life, Kay?
Where are you gonna go?
Guess I'll...
You could stay with us, you know.
Yeah. No more sleeping outside.
Thanks, but I'll
No more
pass.
sleeping outside.
You know how it is. I got my own shit to take care of.
What do you mean?
Personal shit, alright? Anyway, take it easy, yeah?
Kaine.
Hey, look. It's beautiful. For the longest time, I heard someone telling me how they wanted to see the light. And now, they can finally see it.
Hmm.
Thank you. I love it. It's so sunny today.
Yeah, it sure is.
All right, we gotta know more. Gotta know more. I can't wait. I can't wait. Okay, need more. Need more. Was I right? Am I right about this? Right? That the Shadow Lord. That's him. That's the real NieR, right? Well, the non-replicant NieR, right? The human version of NieR. That is the Shadow Lord. You'll get there? Okay, okay. Yeah, I want them. Okay, good. I want like a full explanation versus me just like saying that this is probably what it is. You know what I mean? But that's what it looks like to me. Shadow Lord is the. You still have more endings to get. Yeah. Shadow Lord looks like the human That's me when I was human, because they said that all the shades were technically humans. Oh, awesome. But I'm still a little confused as to like. See, that's what we need to see. We need to see why the original NieR stayed human. And I'm guessing, I'm assuming here, and I'm assuming these other endings are going to show me, but I'm assuming that that Yona dies, and then they use you know, her soul or whatever as into that replicant thing, and make her that girl. But that's where I get confused, because they're both technically replicants. But then she gets sick. That's what I don't understand, the whole black scrawl sickness thing. But I guess that's something maybe that can only affect replicants, which I think that's what they're trying to say. And I'm also a little bit, and I hope that they clear this up a little bit, I'm a little confused about the whole Devil of Popola thing. And I'm wondering if the story behind them, hopefully they go more into it. But as far as I know, and if anybody's worried about what I have to say because of NieR Automata, close your ears for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm a little concerned because I thought that they were the original models that ended humanity. I thought that's like they ended everything. You know what I mean? And they were the ones that, like, because they did it, their versions of them, replicants of them, were always blamed for like basically wiping out all of humanity. So was that prior to this game that happened and we just don't know about it, or is it still gonna happen? That's where I'm like, that's what I don't understand. You know what I mean? One thing you're misconceiving there is that the black scrawl only affect replicants. Okay, got it. Okay. Yeah, I'm not. The Devil of Popola thing is like the one that I want explained a little bit more. Like, I want to know if that's supposed to happen now or if that happened in the past. You know what I mean? The past to this. They state several times there in the ending that the black scroll was what ended the original humanity. Okay. So if the black scroll ended the original humanity, that means that Devil and Popola did not end this humanity yet that they were talking about in NieR Automata then. So their version of it, there's that looks like there's two different ends of humanity then. Is how I'm taking it. Unless they let out the black scroll, which is what they're talking about as far as ending humanity then. But I'm guessing the game, hopefully it tells us that. This is kind of cool. I didn't know. I always thought there was like, I thought there was really just kind of one humanity that was ended. Now I'm like, okay, there's two. Okay. Like two versions of things. Not versions, but like this happened, then okay, here we rebuilt. Oh, it happened again. Like that kind of. Boom, bum, bum, blah, 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 blah. This is awesome. Okay. So let's save it. Does it matter where I save it? I'll save it on 2 and then I'll use 1 as my normal playthrough. No, I'll just save it. Save it here. I guess. Save it. I don't know. I don't think it really matters. Save it here. Exit the cleared data saves. Do I want to? Wait, hold on. I saved here, and it says A. Okay, got it. Ending B. Load your cleared data after completing the game to experience Ane's story. I can't yet. You can now read a departed mother's diary in your house. Wardrobe has been added to the options menu. New outfits can be obtained by progressing through a departed mother's diary. Change music has been added to the game settings section of the options. Okay. Okay. So, you want me to do this.
Whenever I interacted with Kaine, I was reminded about something from my past. Maybe my mind has been confusing her with my sister this whole time. Anyway...
All right. All right, well, let's do, maybe you know what? Let's do a narrator voice. Let's do a little, I don't want echo. Do we want delay? No, we could do some echo. If this is annoying, let me know. I don't think it'll be all right though. I think it's nice. The sound of rain filled the village. The steep cliffs that surrounded the area magnified sound, causing even the slightest drizzle to rattle like a thunderstorm. Thin wisps of smoke streamed through the huts as the villagers huddled in their homes and waited out the rain. A single child, however, had braved the downpour and was now wandering slowly toward the wooden, hawk-shaped weather vane at the center of town. The wanderer reached the vane, which had existed for as long as any could remember, and stared. The child's face was simultaneously delicate and fierce, like a teacup that had survived a shipwreck. Those traits combined with pale white skin to give the face an almost sexless quality. If the beak turns east, I go home. If it stays west, then I... Child blinked. Rain slowly dripped down the young one's short hair and began its long descent to the ground. Mom! Mom! The child felt a slight breeze and watched as the vein slowly creaked to life, spinning this way and that for a moment. It finally settled with the beak pointing firmly toward the east. East? Really? Before the vein could move again, a jagged rock came spinning and tumbling through the air, striking home against the child's head. The force of the blow dropped the child to the ground as a hail of stones began to fall all around. Oh no, they found me. A heartbreaking smile crept across the child's face as the stones continued their assault. Through the rain, the sound of multiple footsteps grew louder before a voice rang out. Yoo-hoo, Kaine! The voice belonged to Demo. Worst of all, the bullies in the area. I can come on the screen now. As Kaine struggled to stand, a final stone came skittering through the mud and bounced against her foot. Blood oozed from a cut above her eye and blurred her vision, but she could make out the shape of Demo and his usual gang of idiots. Boyd seemed taken aback. for a moment by Kanye fucking West's seeming indifference to the blood dripping from her face, but quickly regained his bravado. What's up, freak? You like the rain? Like getting all wet? Or did you finally decide to run away from home? Though she knew it was futile, Kanye turned to leave. I have such a hard time saying her name. Before she can get more than a few steps, the other children scrambled to surround her, cruelty burning in their eyes. Kanye knew that those were not the only eyes on her. The tormentors, parents watched from the safety of their homes. He was attuned to this sensation. It was one she had experienced many times before. While some villagers simply turned a blind eye to the actions of their children, many encouraged it openly. In a society ruled by superstition and fear, Kanye was something to be hated, and if possible, destroyed. Didn't say you could leave, freak. Demo's words chewed at her like worm through an apple. He can't hurt me, she lied to herself. Be strong, be brave. He can't hurt me. He can't hurt me. Oh look, the little freak is gonna cry. What's wrong? You sad that everyone hates you and wants you dead? Kanye prayed for the rain to flood down and carry her away from the world that seemed to have no place for her. But if there were gods, they chose to ignore her, and Demo crept over closer. The clouds began to thin, and the rain slowed. Even the weather hates me. I'm useless, a failure. I wish Demo's rock had taken my head off. Kanye couldn't meet Demo's lingering gaze. She lowered her eyes and stared at the muddy ground below. The bully moved forward until he was inches away. She could smell the scent of old meat on his breath. Ew. The boy grabbed Kane's face with thick fingers and yanked it upward. She tried to turn away, but he forced her gaze back and jammed his thumb against her eyelid to pry it open. Ugh. Show me. Now! Did you just say no? Demo grinned evilly. You don't say no to me. No one says no to me. Not even taking his attention from Kane, he called to his cohorts. Come on, guys. Let's give the freak what she deserves. As soon as Demo finished, kicks and blows began to rain down upon Kane. Demo paused, still grinning, as Kanye curled into a ball and tried to make the pain stop. I don't get you, freak. What you acting like a girl for, huh? Everyone knows what you really are. Kanye ignored the question, choosing instead to stare at the weather vane. It continued to point east, as if supremely confident about the future it had chosen for her. Go home? Yeah, that's a funny joke for someone with dead parents and no home to go to. Freak, chanted the children. Freak! Kanye closed her eyes and listened to the rain, waiting for the pain to start again. As the clutching hands of the village children closed around her, she bent her mind to the sound of the rain, letting it become her world entire. The rain fell. The pain never came. Only when the laughter of her tormentors turned to terrified cries did she dare open a single blood-caked eye. Kanye was shocked to see Demo sprawled on the ground, holding his head and screaming in pain. He could see blood welling from spaces between his fat, twisted fingers. Oh my god, he's crying. He's actually crying. Deprived of their leader, the other children glanced back and forth between themselves, as if waiting for someone to step forward and take charge. When no savior emerged, they began an uneasy shuffle away from Kanye. But the young girl was the least of their concerns. Instead, their attention was rapt on the ancient woman standing a few feet away. After struggling for breath for a moment, she finally spoke in a voice thick with rage. Hurts like a bitch, don't it? And I suggest you scatter before I throw another one. And if any of you little bastards ever touch Kanye again, I'll do far worse than throw a rock. You can count on it. The old woman crouched down and gently touched the hand Demo was using to cover the wound. Before we could think to protest, she ground her palm into the wound and twisted back and forth. Ah! He screamed, leaping to his feet. Stop it! What are you doing? Quit whining. Ain't no one ever died from a scratch. You hit me with a rock, you stupid bitch. A big one. That thing could have killed me. The old woman shrugged. Death is the best cure for stupid. Demo's face twisted with rage at her words, locking his eyes with Kanye. He took a step backwards and spat on the ground. Get out! Leave this village. No one wants you here, either of you. Seeing the old woman grab another stone, Demo and his companions turned tail and ran. As they fled, the old woman grabbed her side and barked out a single laugh. Ha! Look at the fat boy go. Guess he's healthy enough to run for a fight. The woman's smile faded as she turned her attention to Kaine. Kneeling down, she removed her shawl and placed it around the young girl's shoulders, then produced a cloth from the folds of her dress and began blotting out the blood on her forehead. "Oh, Kaine," she said, "why didn't you fight back? You're stronger than that lot." The words of her grandmother stung Kaine, and she turned away. "Don't be nice to me," she said. "I don't deserve it. Nothing matters anymore." Her tears held in check for so long finally began to fall on the muddy ground below. "Everyone hates me. They think I cause bad things to happen. They think I'm a freak. I wish I was dead." As Kaine's tears turned to sobs, she felt her grandmother's hands on her shoulders. Despite her advanced age and diminutive size, she was a woman of surprising strength, and Kaine found herself unable to turn away. "Don't talk like that, girl. It's a river wide and deep that flows between the realms of this world and the next, and it grants no mercy to any that attempt the crossing. You got a duty to fight until your last breath. You understand?" The old woman tightened her grip and tried to still the tremor in her voice. "You know the pain of losing someone close to you, Kaine? You know because you survived it." As the words hit home, Kaine was struck by the force of her love for the old woman. As a young child, she didn't even know of her grandmother, but when her parents died, the woman quickly accepted her as her own. Grandma, as Kaine called her, was cunning, vulgar, and quick to violence, and their first few years together had not been easy. But with each year that passed, Kaine and her grandmother had grown closer. However, it was only now, sitting in the mud with tears and blood caking her face, that Kaine truly understands the depths of her affection. Here is a woman who had seen hard times, who had seen death, who had fought through all these things and somehow emerged on the other side. If anyone could understand Kaine's pain and loneliness, it was her. "Do I make you sick, Grandma?" "Of course not. Don't be an ass." Kaine drew her grandmother's moth-eaten shawl around her body and shuddered. "My body, it's not normal. If I was normal, then Mom and Dad wouldn't—" "Hush," interrupted Grandma. "I'll not hear another word of this nonsense. You're my granddaughter, and I love you. And if folks have a problem with that, they can just go to hell." With that, the old woman reached out and placed a wreath of dried flowers in Kaine's hair. The skill it took to bend the flowers without breaking the stems or losing a single petal was remarkable, and the beauty of it made Kaine want to cry all over again. "Oh my gosh, these are lunar tears. Grandma, you made this for me?" Lunar tears were legendary flowers. Most people could live their entire lives without ever seeing one, and yet her grandmother had somehow collected a dozen or more. Kaine reached up and touched the wreath, as if she couldn't believe it was real. "Where did you find these?" "Just stumbled on them while I was out doing the shopping." The old woman turned away as she spoke, leading Kaine to suspect that the search had been more difficult than she was letting on. The pains she took to construct the ornament, let alone track down the flowers used in its construction, made Kaine's heart hurt. She reached up and gently adjusted the wreath, admiring the way it felt between her fingers. "Didn't quite turn out right," said her grandmother, and she squinted at it. "These old hands have trouble with delicate work, but it sure looks good on a pretty girl like you." Kaine blushed and turned away. You think I'm pretty?" "You are. What a fool thing to say." Thank you, Grandma." Her grandmother smiled. "We're gonna be fine, you and me," she said. "As long as we got each other, we'll be just fine." Kaine took her grandmother's hand in hers, and the two of them struggled to their feet. As they began the long walk home, Kaine gripped the hand with all her might, as if trying to stop smoking from drifting away on the wind. Stop smoke. The rain had stopped. Kaine stood beneath the weather vane, watching it spin in lazy circles, no longer caring about the direction it faced when it stopped. "I don't need to escape. I have a home now. Grandma loves me, and that's enough. Even if it's us against the world." Kaine let her gaze drift up past the vane and into the cloudy sky. The last faint hints of a rainbow were slowly fading. As she turned and headed for home, the light scattered into a million particles and vanished, seemingly taken away on the breeze. More of Kaine's dreams, the daily life, I see. Okay. In the distance, Kane heard the steady sounds of an axe striking wood. The noise had a purposeful quality to it, as if she was hearing a master woodsman go about his work. The firewood being produced, however, was as far from the work of art as she could be. Pieces of every shape and size were being flung about a barren yard with wild abandon. Anyone trying to stack such wood would probably die of frustration before the job was through. Stupid piece of shit axe. Kane's grandmother flailed away with the axe, filling the air with both splinters of wood and words that would make the most hardened sailor blush. "Grandma," called Kane. "That you, Kane?" yelled the old woman, taking her eyes off the wood for a moment. "Don't get too close or I might take your goddamn foot off by mistake." He brought the axe down on a piece of wood, sending chips flying in every direction. One spun past Kane close enough for her to hear the whistle, at which point she decided to step back. Once she scuttled to a safe distance, she cupped her hands around her mouth and shouted, "Grandma! We need help! I can get you water or lunch or the new axe or something." The axe, poised to strike another wobbly blow, paused in midair. The old woman considered her granddaughter's offer for a moment and smiled. "Tell you what, since I'm doing such a piss-poor job of chopping, why don't you come here and take over so I can get water? Shades have been restless lately. I don't want you running into one of them, the bastards." Relinquishing the axe, her grandmother picked up a long pole with a wooden bucket on either end. Gathering water was by far the more difficult of the two jobs, but Kane knew better than to complain. Once Grandma's mind was set, there was no changing it. Kane did her best to help with the chores, but Grandma took every task that required travel to the village. Though she had a long list of plausible excuses, Kane knew the real reason. She didn't want her grandmother to be taunted and harassed by the villagers. Once Kane moved in, Grandma decided to take up residence a good distance away from the area. Out of sight, out of mind seemed to be the best policy when it came to the villagers and her granddaughter, and rare were the days when any but the two of them could be found on the rocky acre of land they called home. Kane enjoyed the solitude, but harbored a secret resentment that her grandmother was forced to spend her golden years in such a place. After watching her grandmother leave, Kane turned her attention to the task at hand. She had never chopped wood before in her life, and soon discovered why the woman hated the chore. Swing after swing of the axe produced only a tiny crack in the wood, and when she finally managed to connect with a solid stroke, the tool embedded itself on a log and refused to budge. Frustrated, Kane swung the axe around her head and threw it, log and all, across the yard. "Damn it! Ah, crap!" She suddenly understood the joy her grandmother felt, and a good curse. Happier now, she picked up the axe, forced it from the wood, and resumed chopping. She had a natural skill with the blade, but the task was challenging, and blisters soon began to form on her small pink hands. "This is tough. My logs are all weird sizes." Spitting on her palms and ignoring the pain, Kane redoubled her efforts. Just as she was developing a rhythm, Grandma returned from the village. Filling down her buckets with a small sigh, she took one look at the logs and coughed out a wheezy laugh. "Pretty clumsy, girl, and you better practice if you..." Her grandmother suddenly collapsed to her knees, causing one of the buckets to wobble precariously. Eyes wide, Kane dropped the axe and ran to her grandmother's side. "Grandma!" The old woman shook her head and pointed a trembling finger at the bucket. "At the bucket! Can't let it spill!" Kane steadied the bucket with a foot as she knelt by her grandmother. A small bit of water sloshed over the side and made a new home in the hem of her dress, but Kane didn't notice. "Grandma, what's happening?" Crazed with panic, she grabbed her grandmother by the shoulders and shook. After a moment, the woman lifted her arms and batted Kane away. "Stop that! Just stop!" she cried, breathing heavily. "It ain't like I'm dying. I'm just tired from the trip, that's all." Kane desperately wanted to believe her, but one look at the woman's shaking hands and worn face told her more than words ever could. Her grandmother had lived a long, hard life, and it seemed the bill was finally coming due. The time when her grandmother watched over Kane was ending. Sooner than either of them had feared, the positions would be reserved. The next morning, Kane came to the side of her grandmother's bed and took her wrinkled hand. "Grandma, you're sick. You need medicine. Go into the village." Old woman shook her head and tried to rise, but Kane gently pushed her down. "It's all right," she said. "I'll be fine." Her grandmother fixed her with a gaze that could melt steel. After what seemed an eternity, she finally lowered her eyes and sighed. "Well, I don't like it, god damn it. But I guess I should quit being so stubborn and let you grow up." The old woman watched as Kane strapped on her boots, and made her way down the road to the village. Hours later, as an unseen sun made its way across a dark and rainy sky, she was still watching. Kaine moved at a brisk pace, checking her pockets every few minutes to make sure the money her grandmother gave her was still there. Every noise caused her to spin on her heels, making sure she wasn't being stalked by a shade, or worse, Devo and his gang. But she encountered neither tormentors nor shades, and Kaine finally found herself at the entrance to the village. The few adults she could see glanced sideways at her, then muttered to each other, behind raised hands before slinking away into the shadows. Sorry. Her heart racing, Kaine took a series of rapid, shallow breaths and tried to calm herself. I have to prove myself. I have to help Grandma. I have to be strong. She chanted those words to herself over and over, and she slowly made her way. Finally, her eyes settled on a rotund older woman who was angrily waving her hands in the air and telling anyone who would listen exactly what she thought Kaine's presence. "Hey lady," said Kaine with a bravado she did not feel. "Where's the apothecary?" The woman's flabby cheeks shook in the bewildered anger. "How dare this thing speak to me?" they seemed to say. But Kaine saw that her eyes held a different emotion, fear. "Yeah, we're both scared, lady. Trust me on this one." "Which way?" Kaine repeated. The woman pointed at a small building to the right before hitching up her dress and stumbling off in the other direction. Kaine cringed, expecting a stone to come flying out from the assembled crowd, but no one came. Her mind was filled with a strange sense of pride as she made her way to the apothecary, but the new emotion had little time to take root. For as soon as she opened the door, she noticed a familiar customer at the counter. It was Demo. He'd clearly been sent here on some kind of family errand, as his gang of followers were nowhere to be found. "Oh my god," he sputtered. "I mean, what are you doing here, freak?" The insult was delivered without force, and Kaine happily ignored it, stretching on tiptoes to see over the counter. She asked the shopkeeper for the medication. "Ha!" barked Demo. "Little bitch finally keel over? Go to hell, Demo." The boy's eyes grew so wide they seemed ready to fall out of his head, but before he could let fly a comeback or worse, a punch, the apothecary told him to knock it off before he kicked him out of the store. Demo slunk out of the shop, cursing Kaine under his breath. Once he was gone, she allowed herself to breathe once more, taking a brief tour of the shop while the owner prepared her medication. Countless tiny bottles filled the cramped store, each with a label written in some indecipherable language. An ocean of aromas assaulted her nose, creating a scent that was exotic but not altogether unpleasant. Seeing such a variety of supplies gave Kaine a sense of peace. Surely in a world so vast, there would be a place that she could call home. On the far wall behind the counter rested a portrait of a stunning young girl. The picture had once contained bright, vibrant colors, but time had worked its cruel magic, and they were beginning to fade. The beauty of the work, however, remained undiminished. "You like that picture?" Kaine turned to find the apothecary with a small vial of medicine in his hand. His eyes were gentle but sad, and they seemed to stare through her and did nothing as he spoke. "That's my daughter. I sketched it when she was just a little girl. She's been dead a long time now." Kaine didn't know how to respond. She just stared at the portrait and tried to come up with the right words. "Pictures are wonderful things," continued the shopkeeper. They let the ones closest to you live on forever." He shook his head slightly and then looked down at Kaine and smiled. Handing her the medicine, he reached into his sizable green apron and produced a handful of old wax crayons. "You should have these. There's no one left that I wish to draw." Kaine took an instinctive step back, causing the shopkeeper's face to darken. "Yes, I've heard the rumors about you," he said. "It's a small village and word travels quickly. Between you and me, I'm not sure which of them to believe, but I also don't think they matter much. I know your grandmother, Callie. Callie? And I think the way she was driven out of this town is just deplorable." "Grandma's name is Callie," thought Kaine suddenly. She was still mulling this new fact over in her mind as she reached out and gently took the crayons from the apothecary's hands. "Your grandmother is an old friend of mine," he said, and Kaine scooted away yet again. "And I owe her much. I wager she would like it if you drew a picture of her." "Yes, I think she would like that very much." Kaine murmured a quiet agreement, but inside her heart was bursting. Never before had a villager treated her with anything but complete contempt. It was a tiny, almost imperceptible step, but it was a step nonetheless. And with enough tiny steps, she might one day discover the rest of the world. When Kaine returned home, she found her grandmother asleep in her bed. Her feet were blackened and raw, even bleeding a bit in places, leading Kaine to think that she had been pacing around the room until exhaustion finally caught up with her. She placed the medicine by her grandmother's pillow and turned to leave, but found the old woman's hand collapsed around her arm. "Back already, are you?" asked her grandmother with a yawn. "Come here, let me have a look at you." Grandma sat up and examined Kaine's from head to toe. Finally satisfied that nothing terrible had befallen her grandchild, she leaned back and allowed herself to relax. "Well, how was it? Bastards give you any trouble?" "It's kind of fun," said Kaine with a small smile. "No, seriously, it was. Fun, huh?" asked grandmother in a voice which implied she believed anything but. "Uh-huh. If anytime you need me to run an errand, just let me know." As she spoke, Kaine removed the crayons from her pocket. After a brief explanation of their source, she informed her grandmother that she was going to sketch her a portrait. "Portrait of me? Ridiculous. No one wants to stare at a wrinkled old crone." "Grandma, I'll make you live forever." "Horse shit," said grandmother, throwing back the sheet from her bed. "Living forever would just piss me off. Now put those crayons away and help with dinner." But Kaine would not relent, and in the end, Grandma found herself leaning against the wall of their house as if posing for a master artist. Kaine took up the crayons, eyed her subject carefully, and set to work. Just as her grandmother was about to nod off, Kaine finished the piece. After staring at it for a bit, she released it from her grip and let it slowly drift to the floor. "It's terrible. It doesn't look like you at all." "Sorry, Grandma. Thought these crayons would, make drawings easy or something." The old woman's eyes narrowed at her grandmother's disappointment. "Let me be the judge of that," she said, ignoring the pain in her back and reaching for the paper. The sketch could have been a person's face. It also could have been a boulder, a lump of clay, or incredibly misshapen loaf of bread, all rendered in a chaotic array of colors. The old woman stared at the picture for a long time, then slowly wheezed out a laugh. "Oh, Kaine," she said between laughter, "you truly are my blood. You're as clumsy as me, and I love it. But, hush. I won't hear any more bull about how ugly you think it is. It came from the heart, and I'll treasure it always." True to her word, the old woman gave the picture a place of honor above the kitchen table. In the days that followed, Kaine would often catch her staring at the portrait with a strange smile on her face, an action she interpreted as silent, mocking laughter. A week later, Kaine could stand it no more and asked her grandmother to take the artwork down. "Posh," said the old woman. "I'll take this down when they roll me in my shroud." She pondered this for a bit, then turned to Kaine and dropped to one knee. "Listen to me, girl. Seeing this picture makes me happy in a way I've never felt before. And it makes me want to go on, so that someday you can feel the same happiness." It was a moment that burned itself in Kaine's memory, a perfect blend of pride and love and joy that came together to form a lifelong remembrance. She swore to never forget this moment, to never forget the old woman who had made her place in the world possible. Time moves on, people and memories move in and out of life like ghosts passing through a hall. But this moment will be different, Kaine swore, because I'll remember it forever. Forever. Kaine's dream separation. Need a little coffee. Hold on. Kaine listened to the sound of a cracking firewood and stared at the black object on her plate. She'd been pushing it around the wooden disc for a good 10 minutes, ignoring the bemused stare of her grandmother. Finally, she summoned her courage to give the object a brief sniff. A sharp, bitter scent flew up her nostrils and made its home there, causing the face to twist with disgust. "Grandma, I can't believe you want me to eat a bug." The old woman threw some more wood under the cooking pot and snorted. "No bug, you fool girl. It's a berry. The hell would I be feeding you bugs?" "Yo, it sure looks like a bug," said Kaine. "And I think it's burnt or something because it smells terrible." With that, Kaine held her nose and threw the berry in her mouth, chewing as little as possible. "Oh yeah, that's terrible, all right." "Why, you little brat," laughed the old woman. "Look at the sass on you. You've been spending too much time with me, and that's a fact." 5 years had passed since the moment when Kaine's grandmother saved her from the bullies. As is often the way with the two stubborn people, their relationship had grown in fits and starts, but moved forward all the same. Meals that used to be somber affairs were now filled with laughter and hurled abuse in equal measure. So it's been 5 years. Wow, okay. Kane could not remember a time when she had been happier. As the years went by, Kane started to shoulder more and more of the daily responsibilities. Her grandmother's legs grew weaker by the day, and she could no longer do many of the chores she used to take for granted. And so this morning found Kane lacing up her work boots with a breakfast of burned berry rolling through her belly. "Where are you going today?" asked Grandma suddenly. Kane looked up surprised. The old woman rarely asked her specifics anymore. "Well, I was going to check on Makelma trees and see if they were ripe. I thought we could make more jam or something. But I'm going to pick up some flagstones, so I need to take the wheelbarrow." "Flagstones? What in the hell for?" Kane stared at her grandmother, then held out her arm and swept it around their home. Constructed mostly of cloth, rope, and rubble, this old place sagged like a boxer in the final round. "Grandma, a dying cat could chew through this house. I'm going to build a stone wall so that we have some protection." The old woman laughed, exposing her toothless grin to the world. "Goddamn, girl, if a bunch of thieves want to ransack this old place, let them come. We got nothing worth stealing anyway. I'm not worried about the thieves, I'm worried about shades. People saw one west of the village yesterday." The old woman tilted her head and stared at her granddaughter. "Well, shoot. I don't know why you have to do it anyway. We can worry about that. We can worry about it some other..." "Grandma, no. If I don't go to the Kelma trees, we won't eat tonight. You know that." Confused expression passed across the old woman's face, and for a moment, she was a small child lost at a carnival. "Yes," she said after a bit. "It's of course you're right. I'm sorry, Kane. Lately it seems my mind has been, She didn't finish the thought, instead walking over to the nightstand and gently taking the wreath of lunar tears from the drawer. The flower's petals had aged to a brilliant whiteness, and Kane thought it was more beautiful now than the day she first received it. "You're going to be a true woman soon," Grandma said, and placed the flowers in the girl's hair. "That means less chatter about shades and building defensive walls, and more talk about how beautiful you've become." Annoyed, Kane reached up to remove the garland, but the look on her grandmother's face stopped her hand. "You're a beautiful thing," said the old woman, "and there ain't another like you in the world. I'm very proud of you." "Okay, Grandma, that's enough goddamn compliments for one day. Such a mouth on you. Where'd you come from?" "Gee, I wonder. I'll teach you to sass me, girl," yelled Grandma. Suddenly, she lurched forward and grabbed Kane by both ears, pulling her around the room with a crazy grin on her face. "Grandma," yelled Kane in a quacking voice. "Grandma, stop it! What the hell?" The old woman stared at her and blinked, and slowly held her wrinkled hands out, as if it was the first time she had ever seen them. "Oh, I don't know what happened there. I'm sorry, girl. Sometimes my mind just..." Kane thought the look on her grandmother's face was the most heartbreaking thing she'd ever seen. "Listen," she began, "maybe I should stay home after all. No, I wanted you to stay here and keep an eye on an old codger like me. You go get your fruit and your wall and whatnot. I'll be fine. When you come back, I'll have a nice grasshopper dinner waiting for you." Hannah rolled her eyes and kissed her grandmother on the forehead and made ready to depart, trying desperately to ignore the worry that was gnawing at the walls of her heart. Hannah could feel the old woman's eyes watching her as they moved down the path. Don't turn around, she told herself, but in the end the temptation was too great. She spun on her heels for one final look and saw a small, bent woman standing in front of the ramshackle hut with a sad expression on her face. God, she looked so old now. It's like the wind could reach down and just carry her away. Kane worried about her grandmother all day, causing her work to suffer. What little fruit she could collect was tossed carelessly into the wheelbarrow, and she only found a couple of stones before losing interest in the project. Finally, as dusk approached, she decided to call it a day. Cursing herself for the lack of focus, Kane pushed the nearly empty wheelbarrow back down the path. As she crested the final hill, she suddenly froze in place. The wheelbarrow fell from her fingers and collapsed on its side, sending the few pieces of wrinkled brown fruit rolling back down the hill. Her gaze was transfixed by a thick black cloud that hovered just ahead, tracing its path with a finger. Kane suddenly felt her stomach knot in on itself. No, oh gods, no. Her grandmother's house was ablaze, the flames looking up as if trying to touch the sky itself. "Grandma, Grandma!" Kane ran then, faster than she had ever moved in her life. Once she tripped on a stone and went sprawling into the rocky ground, but she leapt to her feet and continued running, unmindful of the blood that spilled from her wounded hands and knees. As she got closer and closer, Kaine's mind began to race in time with her footfalls. It's too dark. It's too dark, not just fire. Can't be fire, not too much smoke. Gotta save her, gotta save her. She burst in the front yard and came to a sudden halt, her worst suspicions confirmed. The smoke was the fire. The smoke from the fire was mingling with the thick inky blackness of an enormous shade. The massive creature supported itself on 3 twisted feet and achieved bounds through means of a large armored tail. Scales, horns, and claws sprouted from its body in a random chaotic pattern, giving it the appearance of a lizard designed by some insane god. Seeing Kaine, it let out a roar and flicked its tail, sending small whirlwinds spinning around the yard. For a moment, the creature retreated into a shimmering inky blackness, as if her mind was unable to comprehend that such a thing could actually exist. But then the smell hit her, a blend of rotted meat and excrement, and the horror became real once more. The creature bellowed again, and this time Kaine responded with a scream of her own. "All right, you bastard," she thought as she screamed echoed off the high cliffs around them. "It's you or me, let's go." The shade-eyed Kaine with bemused interest. Then it began looking from her to the house and back again, as if urging her to look at the destruction it had so gleefully wrought. With dread building in her heart, Kaine glanced toward the house. Through the smoke and the flames, she spotted a small figure struggling to escape the ruins. "Grandma!" At the sound of her voice, the old woman began waving frantically. "She's alive," thought Kaine, "alive!" Kaine's legs sprang to life as she raced across the yard towards the flaming wreckage of the house. Before she could advance more than a few steps, the shade opened its mouth and let out a roar powerful enough to uproot trees and send them flying. The blast sent Kaine tumbling through the air before smashing her against the rocky earth. Stars danced in front of her eyes as she tried to remember how her legs worked. "Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up!" As Kaine struggled to her feet, the shade stomped towards the house and pinned her grandmother to the ground with the tip of a claw. The old woman struggled to move the claw from her stomach. She might well have been pushing a mountain. She coughed briefly, sending a small spray of blood into the air, then collapsed to the ground, her energy spent. Kaine lurched to her feet, only to fall back to the earth with a grasp. Her ankles were on fire. One or both of them were surely broken. Oh, that's why her legs all wrapped up. I got it, maybe. Ignoring the pain that screamed through her body, she began dragging herself across the ground, leaving a drunken trail of dust and blood in her wake. "Grandma, hold on, just a little longer." Her grandmother's face was turning blue, her eyes rolling back until only the whites were exposed. Kaine pulled herself across the ground with maddening slowness, the distance seeming to increase with every second that passed. The shade glanced between the two women and flicked out its tongue, its giant mouth turned up at the corners. Short, panting breaths belched from somewhere deep inside its core. "Bastard," laughing at us. She had no idea how such a mindless creature could experience emotion, but there could be no doubt the shade was taking joy in their suffering. "Yeah, I see your plan." The shade moved its claws slightly, allowing Grandma to breathe again. It was clearly keeping her alive, only to snuff out her life when Kaine was close enough to touch her. "I'm gonna kill this bastard." Summoning all her strength, Kaine rose to her feet. There was a sickening snap from her right ankle as the foot twisted backwards, but she forced it from her mind and began to hobble toward the monster. Pulling a small knife out of the pouch of her waist, she leapt on her foot that was pinned, her grandmother, and plunged the weapon deep. "Give her back," she screamed. "Give her back to me." It was like stabbing a rock. After a few swipes, the knife broke at the hilt and was dull with a dull snap. The shade panted laughter again, then raised his tail and sent it rushing through the air toward the young girl that was lashed to its foot. Kaine never had a chance. The tail struck her square in the chest and sent her crashing into the burning wreckage of the home. As she lay on the ground with blood pouring from multiple wounds, a small, weak voice spoke up. "Kaine?" Kaine's vision blurred, but she forced herself to focus on the ground. Finally, her eyes cleared enough for her to make out her grandmother's hands, reaching out to her through the smoke. "Grandma?" "Kaine, you gotta run. You can't best this one." Kaine grabbed the hands and held on with all her strength. "Grandma, come on, we have to go." The old woman coughed loudly. One of her hands, slick with blood, slipped from Kaine's grasp and stumbled to the ground below. "Grandma, no!" I said, run, goddammit, you have to live. You have to get through. The thought would stay forever unfinished. Before she could say another word, the shade's clawed foot descended, smashing through the remains of the roof and down the shattered figure of the old woman. Blood oozed from gaps in the creature's toes as a terrible putrid smell assaulted Kaine's nose once again. She stared at the foot, dumbfounded, convinced that what she was seeing could not possibly be real. When the creature finally lifted its appendage, all that remained underneath was a twisted, unrecognizable mass of rubble and red. Her grandmother was gone. Kaine blinked, trying to feel the hands which had been in hers just a moment before. For a fleeting instant, he could remember the warmth of that embrace, the trembling of the fingers, but then the sensation drifted away on the breeze and was gone. Memories flashed through Kaine's mind, one after the other, faster and faster, until they became a meaningless jangle of noise. Kaine screamed then, a thunderous sound that echoed off the cliffs and seemed to roll away forever. The shade eased forward, black ichor pouring out of its mouth and dissolving into smoke on the ground below. The earth shook with every step it crept towards its prey. Kaine's body slowly rose as if controlled by a mad puppet master. Her arms and legs were bent at impossible angles. Her body lolled dangerously to the side, yet somehow she managed to stand. Staring at the shade, her eyes began to glow with a deep red fire. The creature, so confident just moments before, took a slow, hesitant step backwards, trying to discern if this broken human could possibly pose a threat. Kaine seized the moment, laughing like a madwoman. She leapt into the air and plunged the shattered hilt of her knife deep into the leg of the shade. The shade shook Kaine off like a fly, sending her crashing onto the earth once again. Her chest rose and fell slowly, as if a great weight were resting on it. Moist sounds of pain echoed through her mind. Something warm and thick oozed from her ears. Is that blood? I think it is. I think I'm bleeding to death. Nah, I can't die. Grandma told me to live. Deep inside Kaine's mind, something finally broke. The sound, the pain, the smoke, and the flames, all of it faded away until all that remained was a single incantation repeated over and over again. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it. Lots of kill it. A lot more kill it. A lot of kill it. Kill it now. As the spark that was Kaine's slowly began to flicker and die, she felt her desire to kill and her desire to live blend into one. The distance between heartbeats grew longer and longer and longer.
The beast approaches.
Oh, I know.
Okay. Kill this guy again. That was a really cool backstory on Kaine. Like, I love how it did everything.
How did it even survive these
The only thing I don't really understand is that,
I'm not gonna let this happen again.
like, the villagers and everybody's like referring to her as like this ugly, not normal girl. But like, I don't, by looking at her, I don't really see any kind of like weird issues. Like, what are they talking about? Like, I don't see any abnormalities. Thank you. Voice mod. I don't see like any abnormalities or anything like that with her. Like, I don't ever know what they're talking about with thinking she's ugly and not normal and yada yada. Am I not hitting that? Fuck. All right. There we go. Now we kill this thing. Choke it out. What is it going to do? Kanye's dreams encounter. Man, I was hoping I could have got a save in there really quick. Okay. Gently, weakly, softly, the shade, sure that its tormentor was dead, turned and stomped off towards the horizon, stopping along the way to bellow one final roar. Couldn't kill it. Shamed beyond imagination, Kaine tried to turn her head to the side, but only succeeded in coughing up a huge gout of blood. It was getting difficult to see, and only after a moment of fierce concentration did she realize that her left eye was gone. Laughing to herself, she turned her remaining eye to the ruins of her home and noticed a ragged stump of arm resting a few feet away. Yeah, that's mine. Thought with a mad giggle. This is gonna make clapping a real bitch. Cried a sudden voice from the depths of her mind. Finally gonna die, are we? Well, you had it coming. Go to hell, Demo, she thought, at the unseen assailant. Go to hell before I pluck out your eyes and feed them to a dog. The voice of her childhood terror evaporated in smoke, only to be replaced by another, more recent voice. Hold still, said the apothecary, materializing from the ruins like a ghost. I want to draw you. That way you can live forever. No, stop. I don't want to live forever. I want to die right here. I see, he said quietly. Well, if that's what you want. The spectral shopkeeper fluttered in and out of existence for a moment, then produced a piece of paper and sketched quickly. After a few seconds, he turned the page to Kaine and smiled. Since you rejected my offer, I decided to draw someone else. It was a picture of your grandmother, real as life. Kaine opened her mouth to thank the man, but stopped as the picture began to blacken in the middle. Before she could say anything, dozens of multi-legged insects began to swarm across the image, tearing at it with sharpened pincers. Stop, no, don't hurt the picture. Kaine reached out with her remaining arm and waved futilely in the air. To her surprise, the insects fell off the picture and to the ground below, where they vanished into tiny tendrils of smoke. Relieved, Kaine turned her good eye back to the picture, only to open her mouth in a silent scream. The sketch now showed her grandmother as she truly was, a smashed, unrecognizable lump of nothing. The apothecary smiled, then broke into a jolly dance. See that, he cried as he danced his jig. It's perfect now. He looks just like you. I look like that? Oh God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Drowning in despair, Kaine laid her head back in the mud and smoke of her ruined house, and waited for the end to come. But just before she let everything go, an unfamiliar voice began whispering in her ear. And you got a wish, sunshine? The voice was vulgar and fierce at the same time, as if instantly had somehow found a way to take form. Kaine wanted to scream as her voice crawled into her skin, and her lungs refused to work. You know, a wish, like a prayer or something? When you get on your knees and start praying to heaven, please, invisible man in the sky, save me, save me. Kaine finally restored to shouting at the voice of their mind. I don't make wishes, they don't come true for me. I'm a curse, a freak. I should be left to die. The other voice boomed in her ears. Wow, oh God, you're the best. Kaine glanced down and saw a black shiny substance oozing from her legs. She tried to brush it away, but her remaining arm would no longer respond. The substance slowly crept around her feet and then began moving up towards the rest of her body. Is this death? Is this what it's like? Or is my mind losing itself? She could feel the slime oozing upward, feel the hot, searing pain it left in its wake. Whatever else might be happening, she was still alive, and this was real. Come on, said the voice, let's go. Kaine tried to ignore the voice and concentrate on the pain, but the newcomer would have none of it. Don't ignore me, sunshine. You're not ready to give up, ready to die. But why won't you let me have it? Have what? Your body. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. I want to stand on the ground, feel the rain, taste the wind. The voice paused, as if licking its lips. When it resumed, it was filled with mad, unnabbed joy. And I want to take your hands and use them to choke the goddamn life out of people. I want to tear out their throats and bathe in blood, just like before. In response, Kaine shifted her head and vomited. The warmth of it crept down her front and mingled with the pain of encroaching black ooze. Are you a shade? Maybe, what of it? The slime reached her face, crept up past her nose, and slowly oozed into the socket of her missing eye. The moment it touched her brain, Kaine was struck by the most powerful sensation she'd ever felt in her life. It was ecstasy. She wanted to scream with delight, but all she could manage was a small whispered moan. Feels good, don't it? Asked the voice with a chuckle. Yeah, what can I say? I know how to please the ladies. Now give me that body. Come on, give me the body and I'll give you more of this feeling. It's a fair trade. A black lump began to protrude from Kaine's side. As she watched, it grew longer and thicker, eventually taking the form of a missing arm. I can see better, she thought. My eye must be growing back, too. The slime reached up to envelop the rest of her face, but she managed to brush it away. Stop, she whispered, marveling at how she had regained her voice. Stop. The black ooze hesitated, as if considering the request, then quickly shimmered down her body before disappearing in a cloud of smoke. Ah, what the hell, Sunshine, screamed the voice. We had a deal. I thought you wanted to die. Grandma said, can't die yet. A brief image of her grandmother, bloodied and broken, flashed before her eyes. She saw the shade that had killed her, and heard its mocking laughter, and closed her eyes and forced the image from her head, her mind. Her whole body was quaking with rage. When she opened her eyes again, they burned bright red. That thing took my grandmother. I have to kill it before I die. Kaine glanced down and saw a mysterious pattern, the pattern of the shades, burn itself into her left arm. Well, I'll be damned, said the voice cheerfully. Look at that, Sunshine. I think you and me are going to be good friends now. Kaine stared intently at her arm. The more emotional she felt, the more the letters seemed ready to puncture her skin and begin infecting the rest of her body. The arm clearly had a will of its own now. Stop, gotta stop. Holding her left arm in her right, Kaine took a deep breath and tried to calm herself. Come on, don't fight it, pleaded the voice. It's my favorite dish and I'm hungry. Let's go. Feel the anger, burn with the fire of revenge, thirst for blood, and go out there and shut up, get the hell out of my body. Your body? Oh, that's rich, Sunshine, real rich. Look, why don't you just up and die so I can have this body all to myself? What do you say? I bet those buddies of yours in the areas would love to see you dead. Kaine grabbed a nearby shard of glass and tried to saw off the shade-infected portion of her side. Before she could, her darkened left arm grabbed her right wrist. Crushing it, Kaine screamed and dropped the shard as the sound of bone crunching on bone filled the air. Stupid idiot girl, you're possessed now, Sunshine, and there ain't no going back. The voice laughed again, a loud, long wail that seemed to go on without end. Possessed? Whispered Kaine. Yeah, possessed, you and me. We got what you might call a timeshare arrangement. Remember how folks used to think you were a freak? Well, where'd they get a load of you now? Kaine looked up, tears in her eyes. The sky seemed smaller somehow, darker. Is this because of that shade? Is that how they see the world? So, listen, purred the voice. I know this whole possession thing seems like a bit sudden, but it ain't all that bad. There's plenty in it for you, too. I'm a very powerful creature, Sunshine, and now that power belongs to you. You got enemies, people you want to kill? I'll make it happen. That little factory who kept picking on you, the big old shade that squashed your granny, we'll wrap them up in their own assholes. Alright? No more abuse for you, Sunshine, no more pain. Wait, Kaine. You're a shade. Why would you help me kill another shade? What, you think I'm some kind of racist? Some killing snob? I don't give a goddamn who you murder, honey pants. I just want to drink from the well. Kaine considered this as she struggled to her feet, the power of the shade coursing through her. The smoke from her house was drifting away in the wind. She enjoyed the way the cool evening breeze felt on her new left arm. After a long pause, the voice spoke up again. So, how about it, you and me? We could have some good times together. Look, I'll even take care of the bloody part if you don't want to. Fuck off, asshole, muttered Kaine. I'll handle the killing. Screamed the voice. Look at you go, Sunshine. We're gonna have so much fun. So listen, my name's Tyron, and if you ever need me, I'll just be hanging out in this piece of meat you call a heart. And to get to it, the more you kill, the more your heart turns rotten and sour, and I like rotten and sour. Kaine found herself nodding at the voice. Yeah, she said. Yeah, I think this can work. I'm gonna find that shade, and I'm gonna strangle it with its own guts. And when I'm done, I'm gonna do the same to you, Kaine, or Tyron. Count on it. Tyron. I've shit bigger than you, so good luck with that. Oh, but hey, one more thing right now. You and me are sharing this body, but if you ever run out of hate, if you ever, go soft, then I'm gonna take over everything. So keep on killing, Sunshine, and watch your back. The voice grew fainter and gradually faded away, fading to somewhere deep inside Kaine herself. Kaine waited until she was sure the voice was gone, then waved her left arm around a few times. It feels perfectly normal, she thought. It feels like mine. Desperately, she began poking and prodding at the new limb, determined to find something wrong with it. She didn't want it to feel normal. That would mean the creature inside her had already won. I'm not a shade, I'm Kaine. Repeating this mantra in her mind, she slowly began digging through the rubble of her house, being careful to ignore a certain red-stained spot in the corner. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity of heartbreaking work, she found what she was looking for. It was the wreath of lunar tears. Though it had been through hell and back, the garland's petals were as bright as ever. Kaine started to place it in her hair and slowly lowered the wreath and stared at it. Sorry, Grandma, I'm so sorry, but I don't deserve to wear this anymore. I am possessed, corrupted, a freak. And this time, I don't think there's any going back. Holding the flowers to her heart, Kaine fell to the ground and sobbed. As night gradually lightened to dawn, and the people of the area arose in their daily lives, she remained in that position, as if tears could somehow wash away the horror that now infected her world.
Alive. Stay alive. Stay alive.
Grandma.
Kaine,
Oh.
you gotta live. You gotta come back to us.
Oh, hey. Emil, you were the one calling me, weren't you?
You still recognize me?
Of course. I knew you right away.
Thank you, Kaine.
Welcome back, Kaine.
Wow, you grew up. So, how long has it been?
5 years.
Oh my god, okay.
Shit. That's a long time. Any luck with Yona?
We are still no closer to finding her. We need a way to locate the Shadow Lord.
By the way, this is for you.
Is that a lunar tear?
It's not as good as your grandmother's, but I tried.
No, it's great. Thank you.
Hey. I want to save the game.
Kaine waking from her long, petrified sleep. Emil's unflagging kindness. Our reunion was a happy one, and we let it wash over us like rain. That is, until Devila and Popola had to go and ruin it all.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? You can't be serious.
Please, try to understand. People are tired and scared, and...
This is crap.
Alright, this is when they tell them that they can't stay in the city.
Outside.
Yeah.
No one
They
sleeps.
have to
You
sleep
and Kaine
outside.
saved this village.
People are afraid.
We already
as
saw all
long
this
as-
stuff.
right, Kaine?
I'm used to sleeping at...
But
We'll
Used to being outside.
What is the matter?
Kaine always sleeps outside. I never thought about that until just now.
Okay.
Never even occurred to me. Damn it.
We should turn in.
Stuff's not gonna be all the same. Okay.
I didn't get much sleep that night. For the first time in my life, I hated Devila. For the first time in my life, I doubted Popola. But those feelings are pointless in the end. They said and did what they did for the sake of the village. To protect it from the horror of the Shades.
I don't like her sleeping outside.
Really, how can I blame Devila and Popola? In the end, I'm just as bad. Because I never once stopped to think about Kaine and Emil's situation myself. I should apologize to Kaine and Emil, but what good would that even do?
I got a fire going, Kaine.
Wait, is that?
Campfires are weird. I'm so happy to get to talk to you again, Kaine.
Oh, this is new.
Yeah, me too.
I tried everything I could think of to save you, you know. I polished you with a special cloth. I poured warm water over you.
Wait, you poured water on me?
Yeah, but it didn't really do much except make you all shiny.
Hey, Emil. Thanks for saving me.
I guess you noticed how I look different now.
I'm sorry, Emil. I'm sorry for all of it.
Well, I mean, this new form isn't all bad, you know? At least I can look at you when we talk, right? Hey, so why don't you tell me something about yourself?
I'm not very interesting. Sorry.
Come on, I just want to know you better. Please?
Please?
Fine. This all happened when I was a kid, before the whole shade possession thing. My body is different. And when the villagers found out about it, they started treating me like a freak. But one person, my grandmother, accepted me just as I was.
What is different about your body? I don't understand.
No matter how bad things got, she gave me the strength to keep going.
She's really special to you, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, hey! That gives me an idea. Since we cured your petrification, we should start looking for a way to cure your possession in my body. I know we can do it if we all work together. Heck, it'll probably be super easy.
Let me guess. More warm water?
Okay, can we just forget I told you about that?
Stand there and stare.
Sleep well?
Sure.
And yet your red eyes tell a different tale. Don't be so hard on yourself, lad.
I need to go see Devila and Popola.
Very well.
Whew. Gold moonflower seed.
What might that be?
It's Mom's diary.
I have not heard you speak much about your mother.
She got the black scrawl and died when I was little.
My apologies for bringing it up.
It's all right. I can barely remember her face anymore. This is the only thing I have left of her. Reading it helps remind me of when we were still a family.
Side area?
I see.
But the final entries get a little strange.
Okay.
In what way?
Well, here. take a look.
Oh, it's saved.
Say there.
So if I... Technically, I could reset from here. Like, I gotta shut the game off. I have to go to bed.
Can you not hear me?
Oh, shit. Yeah, it saved for me when I went into there. I think it did. I'm sure we did. We're fine. Wow. That was a long thing. Oh my god. Well, I'm happy. We're cruising along now. We're starting to cruise.